Last week, we talked about when negotiations happen in the complex sale. And if you missed last week, the short answer is the negotiation happens far earlier in the sales process than most of your salespeople realize. This week, we want to talk about some techniques early in that sales process that'll help your salespeople need to negotiate much less when they get to the end of the sale. Let's go. The first thing I want to talk about is product versus solution sales. This is an overused cliche, but there's actually a really important piece to this. It's much harder to commoditize a solution than it is to commoditize a product or a service. And the sad truth is no customer really cares about your product. I'm going to say that again. No customer really cares about your product. They only care about what your product or service can do to fix their problems. So you've got to get your salespeople thinking about finding pain points in your customers' organizations, operational, technical, and personal, trying to monetize that pain and thinking about their sales process as being selling painkillers rather than vitamins. That often means you need to get your product marketing team less attached to your salespeople, not more. Second thing is to get your team thinking about engaging senior executives earlier in the sales process. Now, a lot of salespeople in B2B and complex sales will end up in the C-suite. Maybe it's the final committee presentation. But if you can get your salespeople comfortable, confident, and capable of getting short meetings with the C-suite early in the sales process, you get a couple of really big advantages. The first one is if you can have a conversation that resonates and talk about pain points that they care about, those executives will give you access to the other people in the organization that you need to talk to. So you can herd the cats, you can bring in the other stakeholders much more effectively because the CFO or the CIO or the CEO or the COO gave you permission to go and talk to them. We call this permission to roam. And the second one is a bit more subtle, is that C-suite people are less bound by budget. So if you can understand and analyze a significant pain point for an executive, they can often create the budget rather than just be bound by it. So if you can make budget, you can usually move a little faster in the sale than leaving that to the end of the process. The last thing is just a simple thing about negotiation. So this is always put at the end of the sales funnel. Recognize that value is won and lost. And for large enterprise deals, the deals are won and lost, typically more at the start of the sales process than the end. So yes, deploy negotiation training, but get your team equipped to perform better earlier in the sales process. The best negotiations are the ones that don't really need to happen because you've captured and monetized the actual problems for your clients, so your price becomes relatively insignificant. I hope that helps. Good luck, good selling.